is fine. Who is here? Who is in the house? We have thunder down in the valley, so hopefully our signal is going to be just fine. But hang in there and just in case. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Denise? Kathy? Hello. Good to see everyone. Come on in. The water is fine. Hello, Kathy with the C. We got the Kathy with the K and Kathy with the C. We got the Catherines too. Hi, Janet. There's Margot. Good morning. Oh my goodness, you guys, you know what I just recognized? Hi, Liz and Martha. I got my shirt on inside out. Hi, Julie, Sandra. Anyone else ever feel like you have an inside out kind of day? There's my girl Joanne and Tracy. Hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Anita's in the house. Marguerite. She's got some rain going on. We've got some coming. Hello, Tanya. And Deidre, I'm so glad you caught us too. Rebecca May is in the house. And there's Kathy Wheeler. Good to see you. Hi, Maggie. Howdy from Texas. And Lucy's here. You like the lavender. That's our new banner right now. Deidre's here. And so is Doris. Hello, hello, hello. You can't tell it's inside out? I'll show you the seams. No, it's just a black t-shirt, you know. One of my $8 t-shirts. Hi, Norma. Hello, Kathy. We've got lots of Kathys in the house today, and Teresa is here. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you like it is. That's all. That's what we got going on. Good to see people connecting. Yes, isn't the lavender so beautiful? And it's one of my favorite things, by the way, for relaxing. I have some lavender essential oil and I put it right in the tub. So there it is. Okay, so we are, you guys, can you believe this is the last day of June? How on earth did that happen? How on earth did that happen? We just somehow blitzed through June and July is on the menu. So let's get ready for July, shall we? Tomorrow is a fresh, brand new start. Fresh, brand new start. And speaking of which, on July 6th, we sprint again. Are you ready? Go to savingdinner.com/sprint and grab your copy. It is free. If there was one thing I could do, I would make all of you go there and print it out and join us on January 6th. Or I'm sorry, on July 6th. It's a game changer. It is Ask Anyone Here. It is a game changer. Hi, Paula. Hi, Lee. Good to see you. So that's happening on the 6th. If those of you who've been in the sprint before, put your results on steroids and go grab the supplements. You can still get them in time. We are good at getting things out in the mail quickly. So I'm just saying, that's all. Be about that. If you want change in your life, well, I'm just saying. There's my girl, Vanessa. And here is our quote of the week. If you're persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. Drop the mic. Thank you, Harvey McKay. That is such a great quote. You know what that quote does? It just tells us what it's going to take and what it's going to take to keep it. Because that is the key. That is the key. And it is game changing. Everything changes. I did a big thing, you guys. I did a big thing. And I never thought I would do this, but you know, I've just made, again, you know what? When you make a decision to go all in, when you say that this is it, I want this, then you somehow figure out how you're going to get that needle to move. You don't stay, well, Marla calls it her pity pot. You don't stay on your pity pot because that's not going to do a darn bit of good. You make a decision to do something different. So I did something very different. I ordered a Peloton bike. I spent that kind of money on a bike. Mark had thought I was insane. But you know why I did it? I did it on payments, thank God, because putting that kind of money out is, but I decided this is an investment in myself and I am going to do it. I loved it when I tried them, when I was, in the whole, doing the whole thing. back in when I was in Tahoe a couple of months back before the pandemic stuff started. And I just thought it was great. I loved the energy of it. And that's what it is. It's plugging into the energy. When we can plug into the energy, we can plug into momentum. And that's what's moved the ball down the field. So anyway, that I'm just excited about it. It's going to take a minute to get here, but so what? If you order $200 of supplements, you will get this lovely mindful mug. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what about the mindful mug. We got a new one coming. I've designed it. You're going to love it. It is a mindful mug, and it's also a Pinkies Up cup because you asked for it. Who was it that came up with that idea? It was darling. I love it. So we're going to have that. And you know what? This is something that we do. This is kind of, our Pinkies Up is just a sign of community. Sign of community. Sandra said the conference moved my needle. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. We've got more planned. You know, we've decided that this is the way that if we can help move the needle in your life, how can we not do this again? You know, how can we not? This is what we live for. This is everybody's purpose, by the way, is that in some way we want to help others. We feel it, don't you? You feel it in your heart and soul. And it's just a matter of the vehicle. How's that going to happen? Maggie takes credit for the Pinkies Up mug. You are right, but we're going to go Pinkies Up cup because it rhymes. Sorry, I have to do that. You know me, alliteration and all of that. We have a mindful mug and a Pinkies Up cup because this is our sign of unity, you guys. And when I always enter the show with peace be with you is because this is what I'm this is what my priest used to say. I was Episcopalian forever and ever. You know, peace be with you. This is a sign of peace. We greet each other with that. And our sense of community and being together and all of that is just, we need it. You know, I don't know about you, but heart, mind, and soul, I have to have that in my life. Have to. No negotiations. This is one of the things that we do. Anyway. Friday's Q&A, and we have a ton of questions. I'm going to answer some of them that are from the conference. So, because we couldn't get to them all. We had over 200 questions. It was crazy town. So because we had so many questions, I want to make sure that we answer them. So you can still send them in. I don't know that I'm going to get to them all, but we will get to them next week as well. But my heart is to make sure that you feel well answered and that you have what you need in front of you. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is how it works. So send your questions into support@savingdinner.com, and in the subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday, and I'll get to it, okay? Don't forget, tomorrow is our brand new supplement of the week. You know, you guys should be kind of marking those on your calendars because you know what we're doing? We are doing, I told you this, we're all in. We've ordered like a bazillion of them, and we have a new supplement, and we always pass on a great deal. So watch for it tomorrow. I will announce it here. It'll be in your email too if you get our emails. You can get those just by going to support. And just by going to our website, savingdinner.com, and get our newsletters. They're great. Secondarily, we still have the conference available. You can go get it. You'll still get the swag bag. You'll get, you know, the only thing missing will be the experience of being there. But still, you'll get the chat. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to relive it. And those of you who were there, get that for as long as you live. You will always have. And those of you who order it now will always have that in your back pocket. It will always be a resource that you can get. So go to savingdinner.com/house, register. You'll get the link for it. You can go watch it, and it'll light up your life. We got a really beautiful amount of really good feedback from it. So, you know, I live for that stuff. It's just it's so fun when we're connecting and when we have the community there and the energy. Those of you who were there, the energy, wasn't it amazing? So I just, you know, I love that part. Just get that energy together. So one of the things I was looking at, and you know, you get people in your lives, unfortunately. Okay, there's no cell service there. Oh man, we don't want Cassie to go, but I understand. Hopefully you'll be able to read it. Yes, good. She's already watched it again. Norma's already watched it again. Good, 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 Norma. I mean, the more you watch it, the more you're going to get out of it. And I made a strong suggestion that when you're taking your notes, that you put a timestamp on the stuff that just lights you up, that makes you say, aha. Because we always get something that's just going to make us finally connect the dots. That's how it is for me when I go to a conference. Put a timestamp on that, circle it, underline it, highlight it, put gold stars on it, whatever you need to do. And then do me a big favor. Amen, girls? Pinkies up. Don't just take that notebook and go put it in your, in your bookcase. Look at those notes. Those notes are the things that lit you up while you were in the conference, and those are the things that are going to help you get it done. Yeah, look how fast Marianne got her supplements yesterday. That was from ordering Saturday. So hello. we work quickly here. That's why I'm saying, if you want to have, because we have a holiday coming up. So if you want to get the supplements that go with the Sprint, which is 100% free, just it's all there in the document, and just click on those links, get them ordered, and we will get them to you. Okay? So I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this idea of disease. Disease. What is disease? Well, it takes us out of our ease. That's what disease is. And it's if you look in the dictionary for just that little preposition. What is it? It's not a preposition. What is it? When you how come I'm not remembering that? But when you look at what a dis is, this whole idea of dis, it is something that's showing a disconnect. It is disrespectful. It can be a verb, but it's also, when you put it in front of a word, it means that it's expressing some kind of negativity. It's negating whatever is there. So think about it this way. Prefix, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that? So yes, it's a prefix, and it's also used as a verb, and it's also used as a noun, right? And it's also used when in slang, as we are dissing someone, we're putting someone down, we're taking someone down a few pegs, and there's a lot of that. If you look at your Facebook feed, I promise you'll see it. And if you really want to go into the nasty zone, just look at the debate with wearing face masks or not wearing face masks. It's ridiculous. And I believe me, I'm not going there, but what I am saying to you is that dissing one, or being in that diss place, is highly negative, low vibe, not where we want to go. And then when we spend a lot of time going through our Facebook feed and dissing and taking people into this confrontational kind of a thing, and just spending a lot of time and energy on that, not only does it bring our energy level down and our vibe down and what we're attracting down, because what we're looking at, what we think about, expands, but it just does not feed our soul, does it? It actually brings us into this place of self-negativity, because now we've got all these trolls coming at us, we've got all of this stuff going on, and what is it doing? It's expressing a bunch of negativity. And when we're putting negativity out in the world, what is our reticular activating system doing? That's our brain. It's looking for evidence to support that negativity. Dis also means it's a reversal or absence or of a state, or of being, or of action. So how about this one right here? How about this one? When you're in that place of being that negative, when you're in that place of having that kind of a state, what does it do to your psyche, and what does it do for your motivation to go into the positive? If you're sitting in this negative world and that's all you're doing, you're not helping other people. That's trolling. It's not helping anyone. You're not straightening out the way that they think. You're not having all of this, you're not doing the world a service. I'm sorry to tell you that. When you consider how many people are on Facebook, it's insanity. And when you consider that if you're spending this time on this dissing business, it is dis-ease. What is ease? Ease is just, the simple act of doing something that flows easily. So when we're in a diseased mode, the flow's gone. The energy level's gone. your vibe is low. And dishonor, dis-ease, disconnect, think of all the words that start with dis. And that's not what we want. We want to be connected. We want to have ease. We want to have flow. We want to have honor. We want to have respect. We want to have love in our lives. We can't do that if we're living in the dis zone. So this is, to me, is all, it's a removal, it's a separation, it's expulsion. That's what dis means. And when you put it in front of any word that you can think of, it is just pulling the plug off of the good energy that you want in your life. It is so sad, and it's so hard on you, and it doesn't promote and get you the vibrancy in your life that you want. There is nothing vibrant about dis-ease, disconnection, disrespect, dishonor. Think about that. The word dis, the prefix dis, I want that extricated from my life. I don't know about you, but it's not doing me any favors. It's not helping me. It's not clarifying my purpose and my life's goals. It's not doing anything for me. It's pulling me down. And so if we look at it that way, we look at it instead, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, how can I connect? What if we used Facebook for good? Instead of trying to straighten the world out and get into a troll thing and do all of that, sure, go ahead. Express how you feel about something. Make a post or whatever. But don't go down into that horrible place where you're sitting there going back and forth with someone who's never going to agree with you. You're not going to change their mind. But you have the right to express how you feel, etc. Of course. I mean, never, this is a free country. This is what we do. However, we also need to get back into the place of what is it that's going to connect us to the truth of what we want in our lives. We want vibrancy. We want connection. We want love. We want to feel good in our own skin. We want to be around people that are doing the same thing that we are. Think about that. It doesn't come from that kind of disconnect. When we're trying to convince somebody, it's never going to happen. So what can we do about this diseased thinking that comes up when we're in it? Or this diseased being of just thinking that it's never going to get better and we're Eeyores, we've got this big dark cloud over our head. I believe that there are ways that we can move out of that and into the things that we want simply by flipping the switch on how it is that we think. And the first one is that we have to be in the place of learning all the time. If we close it down and say, oh, well, I already know that, I already this, that, and the other thing. When anybody ever says that to me, well, I already know how to do that. I'm already this. Oh, and I've got this. And they're just, well, I heard. You know what that does? That puts us in this place of absolute 100% disconnection because it shuts us down. It's the get smart doors. Da, 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 da. It puts you in there. It isolates you and puts you behind big closed walls. Guess what? You're not omnipotent, and neither am I. We don't know everything. We need to be open to learning and expanding the borders of our heart, expanding our empathy, expanding our knowing. We're not there yet. We're still on this earth, right? We still need to learn. Number 2, we need to come from a place of understanding. When somebody comes at you and says, I don't agree with you, blah, 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 blah. I had this lesson today from Patty, who was texting me when we were on Marla's show, and we were talking about this. People are going to disagree with you. It's the way it is. But if we can come from a place of understanding and think, they're coming from a place of hurt, they're coming from a place of fear, they're coming from this place, that's empathy. That's when our big, beautiful selves expand. And that's wisdom right there. That's all of the goodness and everything. That's going beyond our comfort zones and going beyond what we think. Doesn't mean we have to agree with them. It just means that we have the ability to be beautiful people. Even in the midst of people who don't agree with us. Wouldn't it be a boring place if everybody agreed exactly with everything that we thought? I've spoken about this before. I even put it in Marla's chat today. I am a fiscal conservative and a bleeding heart liberal. And I had a lot of people agree with me on that comment. It was really funny. Marla and I are a lot alike in some things, and we're apart on other things. And guess what? We have mutual respect for each other. We have great love, great empathy for each other. And we don't have to agree on every jot and tittle of what it is that we think. You don't have to align with somebody 100% in order to be great friends, in order to communicate, in order to have a connection. It's never going to be like that. It's never going to be like that. And as you grow and grow into yourself and be beautiful in your heart, mind, and soul, because that's our goal. Being beautiful in our heart, mind, and soul, you know what that is? That's empathy. That's understanding. That's coming alongside. That's being there for each other. That is deep, deep, deep connection. So we can do that with each other if we just decide it's enough. You get that? Do you hear the thunder? And number 3 is you got to create options for yourself. Easy. Create options for yourself. Well, if not this, then what? What can I do instead? If something isn't working, and if you're looking going, you know what, that is disease thinking. And if you're looking at it and saying, geez, what's this all about? Look for the options. Don't just shut down and say, oh, I just can't and I won't and this, that, and the other thing. That kind of thing puts you into a little box, and the box gets shut, and it's hot and sweaty in there. Isn't it better to just look for the options? Isn't it better to see, how can I connect? How can I connect anyway? How can I love anyway? Aren't we called to that as people? Isn't that our bigger purpose in life? Think about that. Number 4 is monitor. Monitor your thinking. Question yourself. Am I closing down? Am I shutting them out? Am I pushing them away? Am I too opinionated? Am I not unwilling to learn? Is this who I'm being? Look at yourself, and not to beat yourself up, but to question your motives. Question what you're doing. We all need to do this. This is a call to all the human souls out there, because this is how we become all that we're meant to be. This is how we open up and bring people in. That's love. And love is a beautiful thing. It lights up everyone's day. You know how when somebody walks into a room and you just say, you know what, your smile just lights up a room. Have you seen that? Of course you have. You've met people like that. We can be those people too. It's a matter of love. It's a matter of loving. It's a matter of laying it down and deciding and making a decision for love. Because love is connected. Love is not disconnected. Love is beautiful. Love is palpable. Love is energy that connects people and keeps people together. Love is enduring. Disconnecting, disease, dishonor, disrespect. Think of all the words that have dis on it. That's not. And it's painful and it's harmful. Number 5. We've talked about this in light of, how we set up our environments for success at home. Our routines, our pantries, everything it's all set up for success. A healing environment is beautiful. A healing environment is what creates momentum. A healing environment is what clears out the negative thinking, and it puts in its place love and empathy and understanding, and love and empathy and understanding. Those 3 things, say them over and over again. Is this loving? Is this a loving thing to say? Is this showing empathy? Is this coming alongside? Is this connecting and giving connection and community to those around that I care about? We can be the healing balm this nation so desperately needs. And I believe all mothers, all women have been called to this very thing. It is the hand that rocks the cradle. We have the ability to raise up a new generation of children or grandchildren into thinking differently, into being about our neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Ever heard that one before? What does that mean exactly? That is a big call. That is a huge call to action. Love your neighbor as yourself. And I'm calling you to that. Because when we can get rid of the diseased thinking, we can stop expressing the negativity and start instead expressing the things that lift one another up, we'll take ourselves right with it. Because negativity is never, ever, ever going to bring you into the place of getting you what you want. Because what you think about expands. Over and over again, I'm going to say that to you because you know it's true. We bring in the things, we attract in the things that we're talking about, that we're thinking about. What we think about expands, and it takes up all of our energy. A beautiful thought is understanding and that you have human beings around you, members of the human race that need you. They need your loving touch. They need your kind word. They need you to say, "Atta girl." They need to connect with you, encouragement, support. What if we all did that? What if that's what our Facebook feeds look like instead of this diseased thinking? What if? Can you imagine? Wouldn't it be a beautiful thing? That's where I want to go. That's what I want in my life. I know that's what you want in your life too. Because life is short. We don't have a lot of time to play around. We can either make a decision to turn things around and to change our language and to change our thinking, or we stay in the same old place. Marla calls it a pity pot. And I have to say that's exactly what it is. Looks just like a toilet, you know, and the same thing goes in it. So it's your choice. And at any time you can make a different decision. It might not just go like that, but with practice, with being around the right people, and with a determination to start thinking differently because you're tired of the same old thing, it will turn itself around. I want you to think about this week, and you should be writing these quotes down. If you're persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. And that includes how you think. How you think. It's critical because how you think is what you do. It's how you act. And if you want beauty and connection and community and love in your life, these are the things that we do. Dwell upon these things. Remember that in the Bible? Yes, being around the right people is critical. That's why we develop our communities here online. So I appreciate you all showing up. And don't forget, right now, you have the opportunity to go get the sprint. It's free. SavvyDinner.com/sprint. You'll want to be here tomorrow to grab you'll want to see what our supplement of the week is. I promise you, because you're going to love it. And lastly, you can still get our conference. The only thing you won't get from it is the experience. You'll get to have it forever and ever. Watch it as many times as you want. You'll get the $140 worth of swag bag goodies. And you just, I can't imagine anybody saying no to that. Go to SavvyDinner.com/house for that information. You guys are lovely, and I appreciate you. And I think we're all in this together, aren't we? That's what it's all about. Love you. Peace be with you. I'll see you tomorrow.